shoot a little unorthodox video. Well, first off, welcome back to another episode of Crossroads Garage. There's a lot of traffic out here, and of course I forgot my magnetic mount and my suction cup mount, so I'm not sure how well you can hear me, especially over the noise of what's going on. But I'm going to give you just a little intro to what we're doing here as soon as we get past it 100 miles an hour. Oh my gosh. There you go. There we go. What? Huh? He's pretty proud of himself that he's riding with me. Let me get this thing home and we'll walk around it. It's currently raining, so I can't get around it very easily right now. Yeah, there's way too much traffic. I'll catch back up with you guys once we get home or break down again. Yes, again. Gotta love the Chevy life. We're trying this for the second time because I feel like an idiot, forgot to turn on my microphone. Okay, just wanted to show you. We made it home. It's awesome. I know I haven't really told you guys about this one yet, but I'm sure you can see the resemblance there. It's pretty awesome. I love it. Had to stop a couple of times on the way home and work some kinks out, but it ultimately made it. It cruised great, right at 60, 65, somewhere around there the whole way. And we still somehow have a quarter of a tank left after approximately 200 miles and a little over 3 hours with stops. Well, 4 hours with stops. Well, yeah, it did good. That's it for tonight. I'll catch back up with you guys tomorrow, and we'll start looking at these twins. See you then. Gotta get my microphone on. And I need some coffee. It was a late night last night. It's my third or fourth one of those. Still not enough. Okay, so I gotta cover a couple of things. I tried to do some filming on Saturday and it just it didn't work out. So I gotta kind of do an update of what I did Saturday. And let's see. And then I tried to do a run and drive, or will it run and drive home 200 miles or 3.5 hours, whatever you want to call it. But there was a storm breaking over me when we had our first breakdown trying to leave Missoula, and it just got so dark. I tried to film and you just couldn't hardly see anything. Plus I pulled a new move and went and forgot my magnetic mount and my suction cup mount, and so I can't really sit there holding this. I don't know if you guys have ever driven from Missoula to Idaho, but you go through two different passes and it looks just like one never-ending pass for about 90 miles. So it was very difficult, plus pouring rain, lots of traffic, one lane each direction, plus construction, and I'm losing the tie rod on the van, which my wife was driving, and it's quite bad. So trying to keep eyes on her, had the kids with me. It was just a mess. Too many things got in the way, and you couldn't see, so I couldn't film. Sorry. To start with Saturday, I'm gonna make you wait on the other rig. So starting with what I did Saturday, I will show you. As you can tell, a lot is happening under my truck. It's a long story. I'll figure out how to explain it in a minute. Just a moment. There. Okay. So this is what is happening with my truck. Like I said, I tried to film. It's kind of a crazy day, and to be perfectly honest, I just was not in a fantastic mood about 15 minutes in, and that doesn't make for good filming. So now the problem is my starter, which I don't know if you can see it there. Yeah. Put the new solenoid in because it was still being held together by that stick and all those zip ties from when we went up the wrong mountain like 3 months ago. So I decided to do the solenoid while I was in here doing the headers, and I pulled it all apart, pulled the starter out, replaced the solenoid, put it all back together, and now I've got nothing. It won't start. There's absolutely nothing. It won't turn over. Starter won't engage. I've got power. Everything works, but it won't kick the starter over. So not sure what's going on there. Hopefully, if the rain holds off, we can start looking at that today. I'm about to go grab a shirt because it just went from 95 to 45 in 2 days. So it's quite chilly out here, and it's like I said, it's gonna start raining here any minute. I think I have to pull this header back off to get to that starter, which is annoying, but what do you do? Sacrifices for horsepower. All right, this makes me so happy. Ready? I mean, give me a break. Both 78s. This is a Silverado 10, so it's the highest trim level, which is awesome. It is the trailering special. Can haul 9,000 pounds. It's still got the very cool Suburban deal. Got to change these mud flaps. Obviously I have a family and parents that I see frequently, so those have got to go. Even if I didn't, they're hokey and cheap and dumb. And this thing doesn't need mud flaps, I don't think. So this Suburban I found on the trip back from looking at the LS Suburban over a month ago, and have been supposed to go out and see this thing many times, and either it didn't work out for me, it didn't work out for him, back and forth. Finally got out there, drove it, bought it, drove all the way home. This is a younger kid that owns this, and he kind of was exuberant on the lighting. I like the reverse lights, but all the red ones I think we're gonna get rid of. I gotta fix the paint on this side, obviously. Let's see here. He built that himself, which is cool. If it's strong enough, I might just expound on this and, or expand, not expound, expand on it and build a shelf that comes up to put a winch on it. These are gonna go, I might take those lower ones and put them on my truck so that I've got some fog lights, and just leave these ones here. Or what I might do, since these are kind of fogged up and not great, is swap places with those and then take the yellow ones. I don't know. Lots of things. The LED headlights are awesome. I'll show you this side, walk around. The body is almost dead straight on this. You have a little cave right there, slightly. But I mean, look at this dust blower. That thing is awesome. Oh yeah, we got that right there too. Chrome roof racks in basically perfect shape. Yeah, let me show you the interior. There's a few things that I gotta fix and do. I love the red bug catcher. I gotta get one from my truck now because that's just way too cool. Still got the factory Silverado door locks. It's got all the factory Silverado trim around here, like what my truck has. This little cap needs a place, but those are dirt cheap. Pockets are in excellent shape. The elastics wore out, but that's no big deal. I was trying to put paperwork down in the pockets down here. Couldn't figure out what was going on. The pockets are they're on the wrong side. So we'll fix that. The seats are amazing. they've faded out to orange, which is actually kind of cool. I like it. You can tell I was working quite a bit in here. But I mean, look at this. All the ashtrays, all the windows work, all the door handles work. Doors open and shut nicely. I mean, it needs cleaned, but this thing is righteous. I mean, the headliner does need a little bit of help, and I might have to replace that rear trim piece. I gotta get back there and see why it's not fitting properly. But, I mean, we've even got spare tire cover. I mean, everything. Ugh. We also, we got some boom booms in here, which is pretty good. Got to figure out why they quit working. They were working and then they stopped. So we'll pull some fuses and mess around with that at some point and get these babies rocking again. And maybe secure those a little bit better. Maybe just toss another screw in them. I see what's happening. Too short of screws and they tore out. That's alright, we'll fix that. And move this to the far back because we got to get a third row in here. Or we might take these and put them in the red van, who knows. It'd be pretty funny. Gotta figure out how to get myself out of here now. Okay. Alright. Other very cool thing is that back window is a, he ordered it to be an electric window, which I didn't know that you could do in 78. It's pretty awesome. Alright, let's start up here. Rear button, or button for the rear window. It doesn't work, gotta fix that. This is for all the fog lights up front, so we've still gotta mount this somewhere. This one is for the reverse lights. This one, obviously turn signals. Headlights. It's got a it's got a train horn, which is awesome. This thing doesn't do anything. So what I might do is switch those wires with these wires and put the fog lights on this because, to be honest, it would be, my gosh, that switch is about shot too. It would be nicer to have it over here than over there. This thing is pretty decent. I think it's just a USB Bluetooth. I don't think it's anything too fancy. Got an aux deal, which is cool. I want to say this is the mic, or was the mic? I don't know. I don't know what that goes to. Some of the wiring, I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna need some adjustment, but it's fine. It works. It's got a very cool, I mean, how awesome is that for the washers? Plus you've got 3 positions and those work well. This thing has a almost brand new transmission in it. It was rebuilt 15,000 miles ago, and I believe it actually. It shifts hard and fast. This thing really gets it. Oh, I didn't even tell you anything about the motor yet. Okay, so it's got, I'm gonna have to put you down again so I can get this hood open. Try not to ramble and not talk. Also, I love the fact that it's already got the billet grill. I mean, how cool is that? The only thing that stinks is you can't get to the button anymore. I don't think. Where's the button? Oh yeah, no, it's right in the middle here. You can't. Well, I guess you could snake in that way. Okay. So, there's the air horn, which is awesome. Here's the sub wiring and all that, obviously. Here's the motor. It's got a new thermostat, new cap and rotor, plugs, wires, all new belts, all new hoses, new fuel pump, new power steering pump, new water pump. Let's see, new clutch fan, I believe. I think the alternator is fairly recent. Brand new power steering lines, new aluminum radiator. I didn't realize until after I had to work on this thing for the second time on the way home that there's no shroud. And I might have lied about that clutch fan. That's all right. The one that I pulled out of my truck was actually good, so I'll just swap that out. So it basically looks like we're looking at my truck's motor, to be honest. Same color, same carb adapter, air cleaner. The only thing that this one's got is some new pumps and Edelbrock valve covers, which leads me to the next thing. We have to replace this valve cover gasket. They're new gaskets, but this thing leaks profusely all over the manifold. And actually, on the during the trip back, I was stupid and never pulled over and checked the oil, to be honest. I pulled over to check the radiator a few times. Long story short, this thing took the oil level from above full to just below the fill line. So we're gonna top off with some oil. I only have like 2 quarts left, and then we'll run to Napa real quick. We'll do a drive. You guys can come along for that. And where's my screwdriver? Ah, there it is. I've really got to turn the idle down on this thing. It's pretty high. Grab some oil, that sort of stuff, maybe a fuel filter for it. Everything seems to work quite well. Oh, I keep forgetting. The coolest thing about this is it's got a camshaft in it. Let me show you. That door wasn't tight. Actually, before I start this, I'm going to double check the oil level and grab the oil that I already set out and top it off. I'm going to need a funnel. And it definitely does have a camshaft. It's not a huge lope, but it's a little bit. And it, there we go. And it's got good power. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, I found it. This thing I will have to put a new ground on because, yeah, see, and it's pretty black. It wasn't when we left, but it is now. I mean, it was starting to turn. It wasn't brand new oil. You'd still see a little bit of gold in it, but come on. It's also got a Fram filter on it, which is going away immediately. There it is. All right, let's top her off. Oh, I was starting to say, I need to put a ground or another body ground in here because there is just a little bit of feedback with all the things that he has put up in here. We're gonna run this thing to Napa, like I already said, and show it off to the boys and get some more oil and a filter for it. I think that's basically all I need. And we should be good to go. Oh yeah, I gotta show you how this thing sounds. Hopefully it starts up right away. This thing, this kid was definitely a hot rodder minded kid because 12-inch glass packs run into 45 dumps right by the rear tire there, which would make for great burnouts if it did burnouts. Which it does in the rain, I found out last night by accident. Okay. Let's see how this thing sounds. Come on, windshield wipers, knock it off. It's the only thing, these things sometimes don't want to quit working. Ah, there we go. Ready? Need to adjust the carb a little bit. Listen to this. How good is that? Nice cold start. Look at this thing. Just dead smooth. It's ridiculous. Look how slow that fan's moving. This thing just runs like nobody's business. Let me get wrapped up here, grab my magnetic mount, close the hood on my truck, and we'll get headed to Napa, and I'll tell you about the breakdowns that happened on the way back last night. All right, really quickly. Now that this thing has had a chance to warm up a little bit, listen to this thing bark. It's pretty awesome. This thing is really, really rowdy. All right, let's get going. All right, I know the camera's not perfect, but I'm already driving and you'll just have to bear with me. I want you guys to hear this thing. I know you're not gonna be able to hear it super well over this, but hold on. The heater wants to work now, but it didn't yesterday. I gotta go check on something. Listen to this. Hear that cam. Like I said, not huge, but you can hear it. Oh my gosh, it's awesome. Oops. I do have to adjust some of the doors. I know I said that they open and close well. They do, but they could open and close better. So I'm mistaken. I thought this thing only got 10 miles to the gallon all the way home yesterday, which is what the kid said it got, which is pretty typical. But in fact, this thing got, at least if the gas gauge is working correctly, which who knows, it has been fairly accurate up till now, so I have no reason to not believe it. But I might have gotten as good as about 12 or 13. I was really trying to stay out of it and just keep it right at, you know, 55, well, 60 to 65 is what I mean. Okay, so, yeah, that's the second time it's done that. Little sputtery, choking. Not sure what that's about. Honestly, the carburetor is probably dirty or the fuel filter is plugged, more than likely. I gotta plug the camera in here. I haven't had it plugged in this whole time, and it's down to, well, I mean, at least the doggone blower motor started working again. It wasn't working at all last night, of course, and it was the windshield was all fogged up really bad, which reminds me, that's another reason I couldn't film very well. But the windshield was all fogged up and is getting on the touch of chilly in here. Okay, so what I've been trying to say this whole time, kind of funny. So we bought it, right? And we made it about, I don't know, 6 miles, maybe is all, 7 miles, down to the freeway entrance and a truck stop with some nice cheap gas. So I say that sarcastically. So we stopped for gas and fill the van in this thing. This thing is a pig. Oh my gosh. I thought filling up my truck was expensive. No, 75 bucks for 3/4 of a tank. So this thing is, I really got to tune it up a bit and make sure that mileage comes back up. I love that so much. That's so good. It sounds really awesome. Sorry, I just realized I forgot all the paperwork for this thing and it doesn't have plates on it. Oops. Okay, back to the story. We bought it, took it to the truck stop, filled it all, everything all up. The tie rod and CV axle, they're both getting really bad on the van all of a sudden. I replaced that whole hub assembly for the wheel bearing hub assembly the night before we went to look at the Suburban down in Caldwell, and this makes me so unbelievably happy. That's so good. Alright, so when they were getting really bad in the van, is what I'm saying, and I had to transfer all the tools from the van, because I mean I brought jacks and jack stands and tools, pry bars, tow rope, I mean everything. I had probably at least 200 pounds worth of tools in the van, because I wanted to be able to fix this thing if we got into a bad situation in the past. I needed to have every single tool and everything I could possibly need to replace or fix whatever ended up, you know, potentially happening. So, man, what am I trying to say? But yeah, so the electric rear window. He told me that it was somewhat intermittent, but typically tended to work. So I put it down so I could open the tailgate and transfer all the tools. And for the jack, I brought my floor jack, which is, you know, not light. So I wanted the tailgate down. Put it all in, put the tailgate up, and nothing. Key wouldn't do anything. Sat there for probably at least 20 minutes, tracing out all the wiring up into the firewall. I messed with a bunch of connectors, redid the grounds, everything. Could not get it to work. So I grabbed my test light, started going around. It was getting extremely weak power. So I ended up jumping it from the trailer light wiring, or the reverse light, whatever you want to call them. Jumped it off of that to put the rear window up, which worked. And then I went and got in the truck, and nothing. Absolutely nothing. I had power, had lights, all of that. Wouldn't kick over the starter. Same exact thing that my truck is doing. So I tried jumping the starter with a screwdriver. That didn't work. It would go, but it wouldn't engage. So the trip for the solenoid wasn't working. Messed with all the fuses. Called the kid. He was headed over to help me. A guy on a motorcycle happened to stop, and he ended up helping me a lot while I was trying to figure all this stuff out. He went and bought a test light because he didn't see mine, and some fuses from the truck stop, and came back. He bought them for me. I mean, my faith in humanity is somewhat restored in that regard. I have stopped for people my whole life. It has been probably 10 years since anyone has stopped for me if I break down. Long story short, we ended up figuring it out. It was one of the bulkhead fittings right up on the firewall that I noticed were getting a little bit corroded, so I'd loosened them, cleaned them up the best I could quickly, and just retightened them. One of the nuts was stripped, so when I tightened it, it tightened down to that last thread and then popped back a thread, so it wasn't holding the hot that is the main hot for everything. I could not believe it. I spent an hour and a half on my back underneath this thing in the gravel, in the rain, in a t-shirt, because I didn't bring a coat, of course. So that was our breakdown story. Other than that, honestly, this thing's been a dream. It runs so good. It has tons of power. It sounds amazing. It is very comfortable. My wife loves it, which makes me happy. My kids love it, which makes me even more happy. And yeah, I'm trying not to get too optimistic about this thing, but man, so far it's been a joy. I mean, it's dirty, it needs cleaned. There's plenty of little things that I gotta take care of, which I fully expected, you know. I mean, it's an old truck, it's 50 years old, what do you expect? The other cool thing is, so it was this kid's grandpa's truck who bought it brand new from a Chevrolet dealership down there in Montana, and he special ordered this truck. That's why it's white and red. That's why it's got the AC. That's why it's got, well, I don't know about the AC. I think that was fairly standard. But that's why it's got the electric rear window, the door pockets, all this stuff. Some of it was just factory Silverado package, but what I'm trying to say is he custom ordered quite a few things, which is pretty awesome. The only thing that is interesting to me is that out of everything that he did order, he didn't do electric windows for anything except the rear, which is crazy. Or a dual tank. He didn't opt for that, which is, you would think, you know, I don't know. I've seen all of these things with electric windows and a hand crank rear. This is the first one I've seen with the opposite. I mean, it's a good truck, and I am super stoked that this thing is a Silverado package. It is a true Silverado. I secretly always wanted a Silverado of some sort pretty much my whole life, even though I've been a Ford guy. Never thought I would actually get a Silverado anything. Not for a long, long time. So it makes me happy. That's a long ramble. We're nearly to Napa, so I'm gonna cut out here, and yeah, we'll watch it, dude. Stupid tuner swerving all over the road. He's doing the whole thing like this, trying to fake heat up his tires. Dude, you're in a Hyundai, man. It's a Hyundai. It's not a motorcycle. I'm gonna slow down a little bit and give it some gas just because I absolutely love the way that it sounds. You ready? Man, this thing just wakes right up. Gotta figure out what that hesitation is, though. I don't know if that's a power valve or could be an accelerator pump. Actually, I'll bet you it's the accelerator pump. That's what it's acting like to me. Because that's right off the whack. If you try to give it any, it goes, That's fine, actually. I think oh no, that's for a Holly. Well, I'll do some digging around and see what I can figure out. I'm gonna stop yapping. I'll catch back up after we get to Napa. All right. Well, we've got oil, and we've got some Berryman in there because, you know, it's doing that little blip off idle there occasionally. So I'm gonna run some Berryman through it, see if that'll help or not. And it's a school zone, and there are 3 cops right here right now. Somebody's getting pulled over, and I'm basically just trying not to get pulled over right now. So bear with me for a second till I get out of this. Okay, I think we'll be okay. I just gotta really keep my foot out of it for sure. Blower motors and resistors they've got, because this thing only periodically works on high, so I'm assuming it's a bad ground somewhere is my first guess, but I'll look into that. Got an oil change, got some valve cover gaskets. I got the thickest ones they've got, so hopefully that'll take care of that leak. It's already 3 o'clock, and I just got informed that I've got to show up excessively early to work tomorrow, which means I have to wake up about 3:30 in the morning. So I'm not sure how much more work we're gonna do on this today. I don't know what I will get to for sure, or whether, since this thing is okay at the moment, I might just try to jump on my truck and get the starter wire figured out, so at least we can get that thing fired up and running again. I've got to get that thing back usable to some degree, or at least movable if I have to move it for some reason. And I've got an extremely cool idea I'm doing for the exhaust on my truck. I think you guys are absolutely going to love it. I'm super excited about it, probably the most excited about any exhaust I've ever done. And my new mufflers should be showing up today, so I'm hoping, I don't know how much I'm going to get into it today. Depends on how fast we can figure out the starter. But, yeah, I would like to start on the exhaust if we can get done with the starter fast enough, and get that thing at least going a little bit before I have to knock off for the night. But by next weekend, man, we should be doing some maintenance on this. Oh, you know what? I know what we were gonna do to this. We're gonna clean up the interior. As long as the rain holds off, I'd like to vacuum it and VLR all the vinyl in here and really get it kind of cleaned up. I'm actually pulling up to my dad's place right now to let him take a look at it, because I don't know, I'm in town and I love this thing, so I want to show it off. All right. I will catch back up with you guys when we get home, and we'll figure out what we're going to do first and get going on some work this weekend. See you soon. All right. Literally just pulled up. Finally home. Okay, so I think the first thing that we're going to do is make sure the sound's on. All right, I think the first thing we're gonna do is do a quick wipe down of the dash and vinyl, like I was saying earlier. I think I'm gonna hold off on the vacuuming for the moment because I gotta get on my truck. I've thought about it a lot. I really gotta get that starter fixed, see how these headers sound, and hopefully potentially start working on the new piping. So, in that order, I'm gonna gather things and we'll get going on this. This ought to be pretty good if I can figure out where to mount you guys. Actually, hold on. All right, my head's gonna be in the way for a minute until I can get resituated here. Being on where you guys have to sit. All right, let's start with the dash, shall we? Man, you can hear how dry that is by the sound it makes when you spray it. Oh my goodness. Wow. What a difference. Stop it. Stay out there. Come on. There. Oh, I'm excited about this thing. It is so cool. It runs so good. You just gotta get a few things situated and it's gonna be perfect. This is exactly what I wanted, except an LS. I really would like an LS. But I have a couple vehicles for sale right now, and I'm strongly debating changing the listing and saying I need LS's and LS accessories. See if that'll bring me any attention. See if anybody wants to trade an LS motor and parts for a Ford. I don't know why you would go backwards, but you never know. Okay, I think I finally found a decent position for at least this back one here. It is amazing how well these things are cleaning up. I was not expecting this much of a difference. It is considerable, and I'm loving it. The dash is excessively dry, so I'm gonna have to go over it at least once more. It looks a lot better, but it is very, very, very dry. Probably gonna have to hit it at least once or twice a day for, I don't know, at least a few days anyways, to try to get this all soaked in there and revitalize that vinyl. Sun just dries them out completely and makes them extremely brittle. I'm trying to save it as much as I can, obviously. Do any of you guys have trouble talking and working at the same time? I think it's just because my brain is too low capacity for multitasking. I can only do one thing at a time. This thing is gonna be such a blast. I wanted it for a lot of reasons. I haven't been able to do a lot of my car club stuff for the last, well, several months because we don't have anything that everyone can fit in. And so either I have to take the van full of family and kids and wife and everything, or we don't go, or I go by myself on my motorcycle or the minivan, which I've had to do a few times, and it's just no fun for anybody, especially me. So this thing we can take to the car clubs, we can take to the yearly banquet, which is coming up next week, I think, and we can do all sorts of stuff with this. Take it camping, which is another large reason why I got it. I want to be able to go camping with the family. I want to be able to go off-roading. I want to go up and explore Hoodoo Mountain, and I want to be able to take my family. It's fun by yourself, but you know, it's more fun when you can do it with other people. I'm not going to worry about filming this side that's in the shade, and I've got a car seat in the way, so I've got nothing to hold this mount. So when we're done here, I'll show you the finished product. Okay, well, I would say that is a darn sight better than it was. I need to get in here again. I just hit it once more, but it's still kind of dusty. Got the sides of the seats and the seat belt covers, the back of that seat, the center of this, which you can tell because it's shiny. This one looks even better than the other one. These pockets shined right up, extremely nice. The dash is looking on point. My seatbelt cover, the sides in front of that, as far as I could reach anyways. Oh yeah, I forgot I gotta slam this one. I gotta fix that. I want it to close as nice as my truck. Okay, we got this seat cover. I forgot the whole back of that seat. Again, as you can tell, all of this. It's a mess in there right now because I've been collecting parts and tools. Yeah, and this dash it's looking awesome. Just awesome. Okay, now I'm gonna clean up that mess, reorganize, and start on the truck because, you know, headers and all of that. Apparently there's no steel in there. You're perched on that. Yeah, I gotta get the headers. I gotta get the starter working so I can figure out the headers. In fact, one of the breakdowns, that bulkhead that I was telling you guys about, that was keeping the Suburban from starting yesterday, was that guy right there. So, while I've got the socket still on the extension, I might actually just try to loosen that and retighten it and see if that fixes it. Not likely, but it's worth a shot. Okay. Reconnect the battery. All right, let's try it again. Come on, baby, turn over. You gotta turn over. Nope. Man, I don't know what that is. Well, I figured out why the Eliza come out of the dirt. I figured out why the starter isn't working, and I feel like a moron because I remember doing this and then I completely forgot. So, you see, where is it at? Why can't I get it? What's over there? You see down right there, that little butt connector that's sticking out? That goes to the main power here, where the lug goes. And I forgot when I'd put the header in, I pulled the wires apart out of that butt connector. Ugh. So, there's no way to film that really, so let me climb under there and put that back together and put the spark plug wires back on and all the rest of that. And then we will see how this thing sounds. Huh? Leave it alone. Come here, baby. Taking a pause. It's fixed. We'll start it here in just a minute. Just keep this in mind for those of you that have children. If the chalk gets rained on, be sure to pick it up before they run into the yard and you forget that it got rained on for half an hour. It is everywhere. Okay. All right, are you ready? I don't think you want to get in there, and it's going to be extremely loud. The truck is going to be extremely loud. Actually, you know what? This might shoot fire, so I'll put you guys, underneath here. What? I think you might. There we go. There's some fire. All right, come here, guys. If you want to get in, come here. Muffy, this side.
Muffy, over here. I can get in all by myself.
I know. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to put you on your bottom. Let me look at your shoes. I'm taking them off for right now until we get out. Bonk. Okay, you too. Come here, honey. Okay, let me see your shoes. Hold on. Okay, you don't have any on your shoes. You might want to hold her ears. It's going to be loud. Okay, you ready, guys?
Yeah.
It's going to be loud.
Which one's Mommy?
What? What? No cigar. I don't know what's happening. That should have been it. That's the only thing I can think of. So I'm going back under. Wish me luck. Alrighty. Well, unfortunately, it's just a bad solenoid out of the box, I believe. I've gone through every single wire, traced everything, and then I busted out the old trusty test light. And I went through the whole thing and had my wife hit the key. Solenoid's getting power. When the key turns on, it just won't do anything. It's not engaging. It won't interact. Tried banging on it with the Tanya Harding and nothing. So it's too late to go to a parts store tonight. And like I said earlier, I've got to go get to work extremely early in the morning. So I guess we'll call it quits on this tonight. We tried. Did everything I could. It's just shot. And I can't put the other solenoid back in. Otherwise I would do that just to try to get it fired up. And I'll show you why I can't do that. I don't know if any of you remember. Basically, this whole piece of this cap broke off. And I had to have this thing zip tied in place like so with a stick on it, holding it in and zip tied across to hold it from falling out, because there's no good way to run just a zip tie to hold it in. So anyways, that's why I couldn't run the old solenoid. And yeah, hopefully you can see all that. I just realized I was holding the camera dumb. That's frustrating, but at least I know what the problem is now. And this thing is still awesome and makes me very happy. So I think what I'm gonna do after I show you guys what this looks like now that it's not baking in the sun and I went through it again. I got that busted up cap off of there and it mostly cleaned up. But yeah, looks pretty good. Gotta get some junk out of here. But I think what I'm gonna do before it gets all the way dark is my wife has not ridden this yet. And since I bought it at least half for her, I think it's only fair to take her for a ride. And it's so dark now, I'm not gonna film that. It's about 7:30, I think, and it's supposed to have started raining an hour ago. and I just got another notification that it should start any minute. So we gotta pack it up regardless. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I know it's a little bit all over the place, but we got a Suburban finally, and an awesome one. So, yeah, we'll look forward to...
The other side.
Not yet, Aaron. I'm talking... Aaron, not yet. Thank you. Look forward to seeing a lot more cool stuff on the Suburban. I've got huge plans for that thing as time goes on. It should turn out to be a absolutely fantastic off-road and getting out of town rig, getting out of Dodge. All right, I'll let you guys go. I'll catch you all next weekend. Please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. I really would appreciate that a lot. I got to air up a tire on this thing. It's a little low. It's down to about 28. It needs to be up to, well, at least 35. And then, yeah, we're gonna go for a little ride and put some gas in it because I'm probably gonna take it to work tomorrow. I'm just trying to work all the bugs out of it, make sure it's good for my wife to start driving on the regular. And that's it. I'll see you all next week. Have a good weekend. Well, been waiting on this for 2 days to show you guys. So, last clip of this week's video. I'm excited for this. It got delayed and delayed and delayed, and now it is extremely late, but they just got delivered. So, I love Amazon. They're stacked like that. So much extra space for these things just to fall around on or slam around in. What is this? Oh yeah, diapers for the kids. All right, these are what I'm after. That's a good box to break down and use for laying in the driveway. Come on. All right, guys. This is what I'm excited about and want to show you. Unfortunately, I've learned my lesson by now to expect, or not to expect any cool stickers or anything like that, because every speed company and aftermarket anything company is boring and lame and cheap now. Wait a minute. Might have lied. Anyways, these are race bullets. Official Dynamax race bullets. 2.5 in, 2.5 out. 10-inch welded chamber. Not welded chamber. What am I talking about? Whatever. You know what I'm saying. I am so tired right now. The drive turned out way longer than I was expecting and started to get a little bit hot because that thing doesn't have a shroud. But let's take a quick look at this. Please tell me. Yes, they are stickers. Look at that. Dynamax Performance Exhaust. Right on. Wow. Well, I might start getting these for everything, being that this is the only place that I've seen recently that has stickers. That's awesome. That makes me very happy. Own individual little envelopes and everything. Let's see how many stickers I've got. Might have 4. Let's get this other one out of here. Oh, I wish I could muster some more enthusiasm, but I am just beat, guys. Okay. Tomorrow is gonna come way, way, way too early. It looks like we've got more stickers. Look at these. These things, can you see? Look at this. There is nothing in there. They're essentially a glass pack, but a really, really, very much better glass pack. I am so excited to see how these things sound. It's part of the reason I was so bummed about about not being able to get my truck to fire over. It's got to be that solenoid. So whatever, I'll get a new solenoid for it. It's not the end of the world. It's just annoying. This old Ford solenoid looks very, very similar. Oh yeah. Yeah. Cheapies. I only got one. How am I supposed to do that? I can't put 2 on one vehicle and 1 on the other. It's uneven. All right, there you have it. I got some extremely badass race bullets. I've always dreamed of these. I've always thought about it. Never really looked too much into it because I always thought they were obnoxiously expensive. They're not bad, especially in comparison to Black Widow. Basically, we're doing something like this, essentially. It's gonna come off the headers and straight out the sides of the truck. There's a reason for it, and if anything goes according to plan, which it never does, but if it does, this truck will be the only truck in this entire area outside of California that I'm aware of that will sound the way that it does and as good as it does for being a virtually stock 350 small block. Also, I found out on the little ride I just took the family on, I hadn't touched the 4 barrels yet on that. I thought I was into it. Put my foot to the floor and it was like, bah, bah. It was awesome, just like that. That's exactly how it was. All right, that's it. Have a good weekend, guys. Sorry, I'm all over the place yet again, but what can I say? That's just how it's going right now. So we will catch you all next week. Hope you have a good one. I'm out. I gotta go to bed. Baby. Hee 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 hee.